let's see here, right? Let's go ahead and look at this trailer. Like I said, we'll look at the trailer. So we're going to see what we're going to basically go down and kind of take a look at everything real quick and kind of gauge at least what I think about it. Like I said, I'm not too excited about it, but right. I mean, this is what we have, right? I take it you mean ARAM, right? I'm assuming that's what you mean. All right, here we go. So let's see here.
Pokemon Unite!
Like I said, the Charizard, all that stuff, like... I mean, I guess it's cool. Like I said, I don't really care about skins. I don't. See, like, you see how it was a different map? That would be cool. I mean, it's cool that Sylveon's here, but from my understanding, she isn't going to be out on this patch note. Yeah, joining the squad is really good, I think. And of course, crossplay. Play it on the App Store. Yeah, like I said, like the Gengar skin, I guess it's cool. Again, I don't really care. You see how this looks like it's on a different map? That's cool. That it's on a different, like that would be better if it was on a different map. That would be cool. But I mean, honestly, I don't really care about the skins. It doesn't really affect me at all. The team thing, like being able to join your squad, that's kind of cool. That'd be handy for those who are in a squad. Like I know I'm in a squad, obviously. So I mean that will be cool for that. And then obviously like the new customizations for your avatar or whatever, your character. I guess that's cool. Again, doesn't really affect the gameplay like at all. I don't even know where it's at. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's cool, I guess. Like I said, the Gengar skin is cool. But then we go over here, and we have a message from the Unite team. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? So this is a message from the producer of Pokemon Unite. And basically, we'll just read it, right? It says, "Hello, everyone. Since the release of Pokemon Unite on Nintendo Switch, the team has enjoyed reading through all the experience our players have had during the adventures on Eos Island. The topics, the details, the strategies, there's so much we've even learned about our own game by listening to the conversation our players have been having. Every piece of feedback has been valuable to us, whether it was constructive criticism or complimentary. We're proud to have created an experience that has resulted in so much enthusiasm, particularly as we invited new audience to the world of Unite with Pokemon's mobile launch of the game. It says for both new and returning players, we're thrilled to share the game updates that tomorrow also brings. So we got full cross-platform play, account linking on mobile devices, Nintendo Switch. You can link an account, blah, blah, blah. We knew that was coming. New in-game events, which you can get super item enhancers that can upgrade an held item to 30. We've also made it easier for trainers to get item enhancers. Yeah, I mean, cool. Right? Like, all right. Sure. We'll see how that is. It says in-game events. I don't know if they were meaning like in the actual game or just in general. But anything to help people get their items to level 30 is always important to kind of help that whole pay-to-win curve that people feel like it's there. New held items. Now, this is good. This is probably a big positive. Because right now, there's only like a couple of items that people use. So that'd be interesting to see. The introduction of Unite squads allowing trainers to team up with squad mates. Yeah, that's great change. A second battle pass, which will feature new cosmetic items, including new hollowware with special visual effects. It's a battle pass. I'm sure it'll have some cool skins on it. I'm not really concerned about the battle pass. The rollout of some limited spectator mode features. This is really good. I think we need spectator mode, especially for the tournaments and stuff like that. I think it's important. Obviously, multiple languages. We'll continue to add more playable Pokemon and make balance adjustments to both Pokemon and the maps. Trainers can anticipate new Battle Pass, themed events, and other compelling content to make Pokemon Unite even more fun and rewarding. Additionally, we'll be developing a new mode of play design to level the player field for all trainers, regardless of their held items. See, that's a great change. I think if you do ranked, in ranked, you should just have everyone's items are level 30 in ranked, and that'd be it. We're dedicated to make Unite, blah, 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 blah. Basically, your typical corporate BR speak right there. Yeah, I mean, I think if they made it where ranked is basically everyone gets level 30 items in ranked, that'd be great. The new items, I think it's going to be good to see new items, but I think nothing's really going to replace Buddy Barrier. I think Buddy Barrier will be here to stay. Like, that'll be in the meta. So, I mean, obviously it's great speak. It's a letter. It's always going to be positive. So then we come over here to the actual patch changes, right? So these are the patch changes that's actually going to be happening in tomorrow, at least what we have right now, right? So we get the crossplay to Battle Pass, missions, blah, blah, blah. And this is where we go into some changes, right? So Absol, looks like he's getting I would say, looks like he's getting a slight buff. Nothing too decreased range of a second attack. I mean, it's decreasing the range, but it's also reducing the cooldown, right? The cooldowns are being reduced. So, I mean, they're giving him a slight buff. Zorora, reduce the amounts of attack done. Increased damage per hit. Period between moves have been increased. I mean, I'm not sure what they're trying to do with Zorora right now. If they're trying to buff him, but they're like trying to buff him, but keep him in line, which is fine. I think Charizard's the one who really needs the buff, right? So Charizard is going to get a big buff. So it makes targets get burned when hitting multiple opponents, increase movement speed after attacking, cooldowns are decreased, seismic slam now does damage by basic attacks and restores HP when damaging opponents, and the cooldowns increase on seismic slam. So I think basically they're just trying to buff Charizard, which is really good. Charizard needs the buff. Venusaur, increase the reduction of damage users after use, increases the total damage done, and cooldown reduce, increase movement speed for longer. I don't really get this either. I guess they're giving him a slight buff to his pedal dance. Venusaur is already like a pretty solid pick, I think. Really not much to report there. Now, Cinderace is cool. The Pyro Ball is getting a buff, right? When I like that, because I use Pyro Ball a lot. I actually prefer Pyro Ball over Blaze Kick, especially when like you don't want to go all in. You can get more damage out of Pyro Ball if you don't miss your skill shots versus Blaze Kick. Now I understand the importance of Blaze Kick, that quick stun crit, but a lot of times, especially when you're solo queuing, that Blaze Kick can get you killed. So I'm happy to see Pyro Ball like get a buff. Yeah, I mean Talonflame basically getting a buff, which is good. He needs it. He's way too squishy. Garchomp, obviously, this is super important. He's just getting a flat buff. He's just getting a huge buff. Defense buff to let him be able to live, right? Cool. He needs it. Greninja is getting nerfed, right? Stat decrease on his HP. His attacks getting decreased. They're fixing the bug on Smokescreen. I mean, they're basically wrecking this guy, right? And they should. I mean, Greninja is a little too strong right now, so they should nerf him alongside with Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is also getting a nerf. You see your special attack getting decreased. Pound, Dazzling Gleam. Apparently, you were supposed to wake up when you get hit when you were sleeping, so they're fixing that. Now, that just basically means Wigglytuff is out, right? They're just going to wreck Wigglytuff. And then you got Cramorant here. Cramorant, they're buffing his basic attack, but still lowering his surf. And, I mean, weird balance changes here. I just don't think it's necessary. This is another one that I thought was pretty stupid as well. So Lucario is interesting. So Power Up Punch is getting his damage lowered. But if you're playing Lucario, especially at high elo, you don't use Power Up. right? We use extreme speed here. So this literally did nothing to Lucario. It's absolutely pointless. There's literally no, like this right here, all these changes on Lucario was pointless, and Lucario will continue to be the absolute terror that he is at top lane. Allowing Ninetales, they're going to fix some of the damage that he does when you get hit into an obstacle. Autogos, really not much there. Not really much on anybody else at all. Not even Blastoids. So, like, if we come all the way down here to Blastoids, they're saying that there was a bug that allowed you to use Hydro Pump and Water Spout at the same time as Blastoids attack during spin. So I know some people are saying this might fix his damage. I don't think so. I think Blastoids will still be the absolute terror that he is, and he'll continue to be, he'll be picked every time. I mean, I just don't think that's really going to do anything at all. Regigigas is going to be changed. Okay. I don't think anyone really cares about this. But what I see missing from here is that, so the biggest problems that people have with the game at the moment is the core features of the game, like Zapdos and the double points at 2 minutes, right? And the mirror matches, of which they fix nothing of. And I think that's a big deal. I think that's a big problem. And I'll go into that here in a second. And then we got, let's see here. I was just at their Twitter. On their Twitter, they said that the new Pokemon actually won't be in. Yeah. So Mamoswine and Sylveon are excited to show off some moves of their own and abilities before they make their debut on Ares Islands. We have more details to share soon and when they'll arrive in battle. So basically, no new Pokemon tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching it, right? Which really sucks. So what I get from these changes is that, what do I think of the changes? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm not too happy about them. I mean, I guess it's cool. They're doing some balance work and stuff like that, but it doesn't fix the core problem. The core problem right now is mostly that there really shouldn't be double points at 2 minutes, whether you have Zapdos there or not. I don't think it's right that 2 minutes that everyone gets double points. If you have to have double points, I think the last goal, the inside goal next to your base, should be the only one that gives double points. But basically, it's still going to come down to the whole Zapdos thing at 2 minutes, which I would say the extremely amount of overwhelming players are not happy about. And then you would move on to the next part of it, which is they didn't really address some of the issues that people are having now, which are mirror matches. So whether you adjust a Pokemon or fix a Pokemon, so in other words, let's say we nerf, you nerf Blastoids, but you buff Garchomp, and Garchomp's the new Blastoids. You're still going to have Garchomp on both teams. You're still going to run into that that mirror match that you have right now, which basically feels really bad because when you have a mirror match, there's no comeback usually, right? It's basically the first team to get the level advantage just wins because you're fighting the same team. And I think ultimately not addressing some of those core issues is kind of a big deal. So whatever the meta may be, like I know right now we got the 1-1-3 meta. Whether, like in my personal opinion, I think with the nerfs to like Wiggly and Greninja, you'll probably see a lot of Cinderace Blissey now. Just because Blissey will be a little bit better now that Wiggly's like really nerfed. And, Ninja's going to be brought down, which means that maybe you can start picking Cinderace you can start picking Cinderace, or maybe not Cinderace at all. Maybe you just go Blastoise the whole time, which I know a lot of comps I've been running into recently have been running, right? Like the whole Lucario top, because Lucario didn't get touched, right? Like they nerf Power Up Punch, but who cares? No one uses that. It's literally a pointless thing to nerf. So basically, you'll still get your Lucario top. So both teams will have Lucario top. The Ninja got nerfed. So does that mean the bunny will be in the jungle? Not necessarily. Blastoids didn't really get touched. So you'll probably still see Blastoids in the jungle. We're running Fluffy Tail. And then you'll have your Eldergoss, Blissey bot with Vulpix, and you'll have that. And then basically the other team will have that. Maybe a slight variation, like maybe they'll change out one Pokemon, but for the most part, it'll stay the same, which is one of the biggest complaints right now in like the top Elo plays, right? And so I just unfortunately think that they should have addressed that more than like worrying about balance changings. I think they needed to fix the Zapdos and maybe introduce some type of like a normal MOBA style pick ban system. I'm not necessarily saying we have to have bans because we don't have enough Pokemon for that, but definitely I don't think you should have the ability if I go Lucario, you go Lucario, because basically we're just making Overwatch, right? Like it's Overwatch. Like what happened to Overwatch? Goats, right? That's what happened to Overwatch. It's just that's all it was. It was literally the same team. Maybe they changed one character out here and there, but you literally watched the same team on both sides, and it was really boring. And that's what's happening in Unite. And then the only other issue I see here is now that it's on mobile, excuse me. You're going to be seeing everyone using BlueStacks. I'm going to be using BlueStacks because why on earth would you not use your powerful PC to run the game? And the problem with BlueStacks, obviously, is not only will the game run better, which means that you'll have probably a slight advantage in high play over people who play on the Switch. But most importantly, with BlueStacks, it allows for things like macros and scripts, of which you can only imagine that people will run. So I'll be interested to see where it goes from there once it does hit the mobile scene. So we'll know in a few short hours. But ultimately, that's my opinion on the whole situation, which is like, I don't want to be pessimistic or negative. I just like to be realistic. I actually consider myself a realistic optimist. And so I want the game to do good because obviously I play the game a ton. I just wish that they would address some of the more core game features that people were complaining about. Because at the moment, all we're going to do right now is just exchange one flavor of the month for another flavor of the month. And we're going to have the same mirror matches. So whatever the meta ends up being after the patch, that's basically what we'll see in tournament play, just mirror matches until they figure out a way to fix Zapdos or the 2-minute mark. And we actually get an actual MOBA draft system when we do ranked. So yeah, that's my opinions on it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know.